Good morning, children. So in the previous class we have discussed about the what is the cell and how the cell is covered, and also what is the differences between a plant cell and animal cell. So if you observe the cell under the microscope, this is the structure. This is a structure you can see. This is the outer covering of the cell. We call it as cell wall and the nucleus. So let us learn what is cell wall and what are those functions. Okay. So if you see, this is a cell. When you put the salt solution, it absorbs the salt solution. Means the cell membrane absorbs the salt solution and it shrinks. The cytoplasm shrinks along with the cell membrane. Then we can able to see the boundary, that is a colored. If you add indicator, we will get the colored cell membrane. Here cell membrane is also called plasma membrane. Why? Because the cell is filled with the plasma, nothing but the cytoplasm. Here plasma means fluid. Here cytoplasm is nothing but the fluid only, na? So that's why we call these is also called plasma membrane. As the cell is filled with the plasma, so the plasma is covered with a membrane called plasma membrane. Okay. So with the help of these cell membrane or plasma membrane, the cell become separated. Cell become separated from the other cell. And also whereas in the plant cell, the cell wall and cell membrane are separated. Okay. So the outer covering of the plant cell is the cell wall. Beneath the cell wall you can see the plasma membrane, and inside the plasma membrane there are many organelles, as we discussed previous, within the cytoplasm, like Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria. Okay. So we can observe the cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus with the help of the compound microscope. But if you want to see the internal organelles, we need electron microscope. We discussed about this one. Okay. So this cell membrane is also clearly observed with the help of the electron microscope. Here, what is the function of the cell membrane? Means to protect the inner contents of the cell, and it divides the cell from one cell to the another cell. The cell membrane, it is a flexible and is made up of mainly lipids and proteins. It is also same how the remaining parts of our body is made up of. Same as here, the cell membrane is also made up of lipids and proteins. So the cell membrane is the outermost layer of the cell, which separates the cytoplasm from the external environment. And depending upon the size, the cell membrane defines the shape and size of the cell. For example, if you see the muscle cell, it is a spindle shape. RBC cell, it is a disc shape. Nerve cell, it is elongated. So like this, each and every cell have its own size and also shape depending upon its function. Okay. So any cell, whatever is the size and shape of the cell, every cell encloses the cytoplasm and protects it from the external environment. So till now you have learnt about the internal environment, means how the cell will be, what are the organelles are present. So the internal environment is different from the external environment. So if you see the inside a cell, we find a very specific composition of various substances, means the maintenance of the temperature and how to balance, means whatever the liquid content is present, it must be balanced by the cell. So the here depending upon the situation and depending upon the position, the cell maintains its equilibrium, maintains its balance here. If the content, the external content has more liquid content, the cell will absorb more content, more liquid also. Whereas there is no absence of liquid, it will protect, means it won't escape it liquid to outside, means without the liquid or the fluid, the cell membrane cannot, the cell cannot do any activities. So it plays, here the cell membrane plays a very important role in maintaining that balance. Depending upon the external environment, how the environment is there, so that environment it will maintain. Okay. So not only that, any substance entering or leaving the cell, like the waste which is leaving from the cell, like carbon dioxide, or any the entrance of the cell like nutrients or oxygen, so those are also done through the cell membrane only. So the uniqueness of the cell membrane lies in the fact that it does not allow every substance to pass through it. Means what are the contents which are required for the cell, that are only allowed through the cell. It won't allow the harmful substances or any germs into the cell. Here the cell plays a key role, an important role for the absorption of the nutrients and also for entry of any harmful substance into the cell. Okay, those are all selected by the cell membrane only. Means what are the substances which want to enter into the class, whether the substance has to enter into the cell or not, it is declared by the cell membrane only. Okay, and the exchange of substances through the cell membrane happens very selectively. Means the cell membrane only select it. That's why the cell membrane is also known as selective permeable membrane. Why? Because only the selected things are absorbed by the membrane and those are again sent into the cell. Okay, the characteristics of the membrane enables to control the exchange of the substances between the cell and also external surface. Okay, if you see, this is a cell, this is the outer cover, this is the cell membrane, means that this is the external environment. So it decides whether the cell, here any harmful substances or toxic fluids are present, the cell, it won't absorb it, it won't enter, it won't absorb through the cell membrane. How the cell membrane is, it is very porous, that's why the liquid contents which are present outside the cell can enter into the cell. But here the cell, it won't allow all the contents or gases into it. Means what are the gases are required for it, what are the liquids are required, that are absorbed by the external membrane into the cell. So here it plays a key role, that's why it is called selective. Why? Because it is selecting whether the cell need it or not. So we call them as selective permeable membrane. Okay, so it is called selective permeable membrane, and the characteristics of this membrane is to control the exchange of substances between the external and internal environment. Okay, this is about the cell membrane. And if you see, the next one is the cell wall. The cell wall. So this is a unique feature. It is a unique feature which we will see only in the plant cell, while those are absent in the animal cell. Why? Because the plants, they need extra layer to maintain its rigidness and also helps to maintain its balance. Means how the plant will withstand So with the help of the cell wall only the plant can have that strongness. Okay, and this cell wall is mainly made up of cellulose. Is mainly made up of cellulose. Okay. So the extra layer which is surrounding the cell membrane in a plant cell, we call it as cell wall. It is called cell wall. And this is the main difference which is present in the plant cell, whereas it is absent in the animal cell. Okay. So cell wall is also tough like the cell membrane, but flexible and porous layer. It also same like cell membrane. It is also porous and flexible, but it is made up of cellulose, whereas the cell membrane is made up of proteins and lipids. This is one of the difference. Okay, and it also helps to give the definite shape and also protects the cell. Helps in the cell protection. Before it was believed that it is inactive. Before the scientists, they don't know what is the function of the cell wall. They thought that it is an inactive cell, inactive layer. But it is considered, now it is considered to be one of the most important part of the cell and helps in the exchange of information from one cell to the another cell. If you see here how the cells are placed adjacent to each other, so because of the cell wall also they can able to pass the information from one cell to the another cell. Okay, so it also extends an inward pressure to resist the outward pressure exerted by the cell sap. Okay, so here the cells, how the cells are arranged. So the outer covering of the cell is the cell wall, and cell wall what it will do, it will creates an inward pressure. It creates the internal pressure. So it exerts an inward pressure. The inward pressure from the outside. When you pour water to the plant, how the root will absorb the water? Yes, by the inward pressure from the outside pressure, that it creates inward pressure and resists the outside pressure. By the inward pressure, it will absorb the external water into the cell sap. Here cell sap is nothing but the fluid which is present in the cell, and hence the plant cell can withstand up to greater heights. See how the plant height will be. It is not like the human being or animal height. It is up to some meters height. So how can it withstand without any support? So here the cell wall helps to give that support, and also the pressure also, the inward pressure and outward pressure created by the cell sap. Here the cell sap, it creates an outward pressure from the inside to remove the waste or something, whereas the external environment, it is creating an inward pressure to entry of the nutrients or gases. Okay, so those are done with the help of the pressure only. The external and internal pressure helps the plant to maintain its balance. Okay, so this is about the cell wall, and in the next class we will learn more about different organelles. Thank you children, hope you understood this class. If you have any doubts, ask me.